comes a time in every family reunion where there is a lull in the action. The wind is blowing at least 30 miles an hour, you have a kite with 200 yards of string, and a smartphone that is about to be retired anyway. Such are the conditions that give rise to ideas like, what if we attach a phone to the kite, fly it, and take a video? So that's just what we did. Toby and Luke engineered the phone attach solution. We wrapped the phone in saran wrap, cut a hole out for the lens, and tied the end of the wrap to the kite's hook where the spindle of string attaches. Toby was the pilot, and Carson held dual roles of launcher and catcher. Carson threw the kite up while Toby yanked the string. The kite carried the weight of the phone, although did make a precipitous drop at one point. The thought was that the arms of the kite would take the brunt of the forces of any crash, and the saran wrap would keep some sand out. Plan B was to execute the free upgrade option. Now the kite got high enough to reach the serious wind, and at that point there was no concern about it losing altitude. In fact, the main concern was quite the opposite, that the string might break. This had actually happened earlier in the day, even without carrying any payload. I thought I'd keep the kite over the beach. In case the string broke, the phone might drop in a place I could retrieve it. But for more interesting footage, I hovered over our rental house and our neighbors. You never know when O.J. Simpson may sneak out from somewhere, so it pays to be alert. This is like a prehistoric drone, probably what the cavemen used before quadcopters were invented. One of the main problems with this saran wrap technology that we employed is that the phone would wind up until the bag was tight and then unwind. When the bag is fully wound, there are a few moments of equilibrium before unwinding commences, where quasi-stable footage is possible. I've edited it mostly down to that. If you watch too much of the twisting, it makes you sick. There is software that can debounce jittery footage, but it would need a supercomputer to debounce this. And here's our rental house. The kite got to about 200 feet elevation before I started reeling it in. We can see the landing zone, the sandcastle Lily made. I was careful about reeling it in, as Carson had provided an informative lesson the day before on how not to reel it in, which resulted in a massive tangle that took 6 man-hours between Toby, Carson, Jared, and Gale to unsnarl. The catcher is getting ready for touchdown. Acquisition affirmative. All in all, the phone was flying for about 10 minutes. Post-flight diagnostics check out. That was a lot of effort to get some reception.